Hello everybody, welcome back to another Stitch With Me video. It has been a very busy, I haven't actually talked to you guys it's been almost 2 weeks because I recorded my dying video a little while ago. But anyways, this is a birthday present for my best friend. She had picked it out. So my next Floss 2 update is going to be interesting because I need this finished and framed by October. So I have to essentially work only on this until I finish it, so that way then it can be framed. So I can't really switch through any projects, but I almost have the entire top half completely done with the cross stitches. Got this little bit of background here on the other side, and then I have the same kind of background that to do on the other side, and then the column on the other side, and the raven that's on the other side. And this one is finished. But this is Mirabilia Queen, the Raven Queen. So I'll be working on this like crazy until I finish it, so that way it can be framed and put where it goes. So what have I been up to? We had fun with my husband for Father's Day. We went out and did lots of fun stuff, and I saw my dad. His father passed away, I think 2 years ago. But we had been having a lot of fun, and some exciting news is we bought another house. And I think we're crazy for doing that, but we did. We bought another house, and we specifically bought the house for his mother. She doesn't own a home, so we bought the house. The house is currently needs a lot of work. Most of it's cosmetic stuff, except for the roof. We bought the house pretty cheaply, and right now we're currently waiting for the loan to go through, so that way we can put the house back together. Right this moment, we just bought it this past Thursday, so we haven't even owned it for quite a week yet. We're waiting for the dumpster to show up so we can take and do all the demolition. The kitchen needs completely gutted, and the bathroom needs completely gutted. At some point in time, there was a leak in the bathroom, and the subfloor is rotted from it. So we got to gut those two completely. It's an old plaster and lath house, so we had to pull down. Someone had laid drywall over top of the plaster and lath, and we have to tear all the walls off because we were looking around trying to make sure that all the wiring was updated and things like that. But we did find old knob and tube wiring just in the hallway, but being we can't get a good look at all of the wiring, we're just going to go ahead and strip the whole house down to the studs, because we downstairs, when we were making a hole in the wall to find out more about the wiring, it was an outside wall. We found out that there was no insulation on the outside walls, so at that point we were like, well, we'll just tear all of it off and start straight from fresh, so that way we can go ahead and find all the knob and tube wiring, we can insulate the house, and then put the gosh darn thing all back together. The roof is in pretty bad shape, so we are going to re-roof the house. Well, pull off the roof, fix any of there's a little bit of rot, wood rot up top, pull that off, fix that. The front porch is no good, so after we gotta pull the front porch off, and thankfully the roof for the porch is fine. It's just the main supports to the porch, bottom part of the porch, and things like that. So we'll be able to save the roof, thank God, and we'll just pull that and we'll support the roof, and then rip the porch out from underneath and put that all back together. So it's gonna be, we have another, it might take about, our bank changed the way they did their loans since last time we got a loan. They no longer do the loans in-house. It has to go through their main branch. And they only have a handful of appraisers. So, because we bought the house in cash, so we have to wait for appraisers to be able to come out and assess what the value of the house would have been if we, if the house is in good condition, and it'll be based on everything that we're going to do to it. So with updated wiring, and it's pretty much going to be a brand new house, except for like the siding is really the only thing that we're going to keep on this house, which is kind of sad. Like, why did you buy a house just to tear the gosh darn thing apart? But we are looking at it as a piece of investment property, in the sense that, we didn't, in all honesty, we did not pay much for this house at all. And the way we're looking at it is we will upgrade everything and bring everything up to code and do nice finishes and things like that with it. And then after his mom, of course, we're not going to charge her anything to live there. She'll live there rent-free and everything. And then hopefully we have, another 20 years or so with his mom. She just turned 70, so. And then when it comes time to selling the house, we get all because we are not putting her name on it or anything, because, we don't want to start any trouble after she passes, that people can tend to get really nasty when someone passes and things like that. So the house is completely in our name, so that way when she passes, we can sell the house at that point and then get all the money out of it that we put into it, and hopefully then some, because it's going to be about a $40,000 investment between buying the house and fixing everything that's wrong with it. But my mother-in-law's a really nice person, and I don't mind spending the money now, because once we spend the money now, the value of the house would go up as the years go by, as long as the market doesn't crash or anything. But we will see when that happens. I'm not too worried about it. But it's been a busy week, because certain things that we could tear down, that's what we were in the house doing that to see what does need to be completely done with it, get an idea of exactly how much money we've got to spend to put her all back together and everything. But so far so good. And it'll probably take us, oh, I don't know, as long as this loan comes through quickly. I'm hoping that during fall is when we can have her in there by. It's going to be a little bit of a project getting everything, because we've got to rip the subfloors out. The people who were renting it before we bought it kind of let their children just pee everywhere. There's no nice way to say that, but there is the stink of human urine throughout that house, which is another reason why everything has to be tore down, because that stuff seeps in and it just doesn't go anywhere. So you gotta take it out to get rid of it. So we will be doing that one. But like I said, the bones are good in the house, so we'll fix it. That's usually what we do, is buy houses that are nobody wants to spend the time to. We don't flip houses. Most of the time we buy them, rent them out for places to live and things like that, and then at some point in time we'll sell them at some day. I'm trying to remember. I need to go in. That's 1, 2. But so we're going to be excruciatingly busy soon. It'll be all hands on deck to, once this dumpster comes, to start ripping things apart and out. And getting things put back together. Which means my stitching time will be, unfortunately, very limited, because it'll be a focus on getting that house up and ready. So that way his mom has a place to live. She's really happy and excited. I mean, she wasn't really happy when she walked in there and it stunk to high heaven. But we had told her, you know, don't you worry about that. We'll take care of all of that. It won't be a big deal when we're finished. I need to be 1, 2, 3, 4 away. 1, 2, 3, 4 away. I want to double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. And then there's 1, 2, 3 of these. This color here has half stitches and whole stitches, so I'm just stitching them all at the same time, and I'm making myself a little bit batty doing it, but it's the easiest way to just complete all this, so it's not as bad. So yeah, but I don't know how much stitching time I'm gonna get as soon as this loan goes through. I don't think it's going to be as much time at all, because it's mostly going to be spent over there tearing shit down. And we're going to have long days over there as well. It'll be probably starting at about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning and going until about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. So that way we can get as much as out of it as we can. And we have a lot of our friends and some family that are going to come and help. So we can rotate through people. Thankfully, I have a lot of carpenters in my family. So it's not as expensive for us to fix it, thank God. Stop it. It was twinkle twinkle little star up there. Yeah, so a lot is going on in our world. What else have we been up to? Oh, Grandma Joanne has had 2 long-haired chihuahuas, and they just turned 16 here in May, and unfortunately one of them have passed Friday night. And so we've all been pretty sad about that, because he was a good little boy. But we buried him for her and stuff, and all of us bone like crazy, because, you know, we were pretty attached to the little guy too, and it's just always sad when you have to say goodbye to him. It's never any fun. Grandma Joanne got her furniture delivered. She was panicking over that furniture, and that she wasn't gonna like it, and that it wasn't gonna be the right color or anything like that. And she kept on saying that she was sure it was white, and why did she buy white? And I knew it wasn't white. I kept telling her, Grandma Joanne, I don't remember it being white. But her furniture was delivered a little while ago. So it was last week. So about a week ago. And it came, and of course, you know, as soon as they left, she called me and she says, I absolutely love it. It's perfect. It matches all the colors in my living room. Oh, we picked it out. We did such a good job of picking it out, and she was very happy with her new furniture. And she wanted us to come over and see it, obviously, and I wanted to come over and see it, because I was just very glad that she was very, very happy with it, because she was so worried she wasn't going to like it. And so we did. We went over and we saw it, and ended up taking her dinner as well. Brought her dinner over and saw her new furniture and visited with her for a while, and I was just very pleased that she was tickled pink and happy. That's the important part, and she was. So I will take that any day of the week, because she always makes me. She's a Gemini, and you can tell, because she's very indecisive. She'll pick something out and she'll love it, and then like a week later she's worried that she's not gonna like it. She's unsure if she's gonna like it, kind of thing. And I kind of chuckle sometimes, because usually it works out. Sometimes it doesn't, though. Maybe how many away from that? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away from the edge. So that's pretty much all that's going on. Theo and Cam go to the groomer the next Friday, not this Friday. Abby went to her eye specialist this past Friday. Not great news from him, but not unexpected news. Abigail has exotrophia, which is, a lot of people are like, oh, so she has a lazy eye. And I'm like, well, no, because a lazy eye goes, the eye will drift in towards the nose. And exotrophia just does the exact opposite, where it goes out towards like your ear. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, last one. And she had surgery when she was 9 to fix it. And it worked. Her eyes were very straight. 2, 3, 4, 5. And 2, 1, 2, 3. And a couple of teachers brought it up to me while she was at school, speaking to them on like school conferences and things like that, that they were noticing it's her right eye that is affected, but whenever they do the surgery, they just do it on both eyes, because one eye will go all funny if you don't do it to both. Hold on a second here. I gotta count. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. But anyways, I can't really see those symbols very well. I'm going to have to look at this for a second to see if I can. Yep, those last 2 are half stitches as well. That's all I needed. Just double check. So anyways, her teachers this would have been around Christmas time, had mentioned about, well, I had asked, because she had came home around that time and said, you know, my friends are noticing that my eye's drifting, and none of them knew that she had it, and it's freaking them out, and stuff. And it's like, okay, so whenever I talked to her teachers and stuff, I'd ask them, you know, if you could just keep an eye out on it, if you notice it or anything, can you just send me an email or shoot me a message over like the Remind app or anything like that, so that way I can have it documented, so that way I can show, you know, her doctor that we are noticing things, in case we have to do multiple appointments, so that way we can get an accurate reading on how much that eye is actually drifting. But anyways, we took her down to her eye specialist. He's about an hour away from us, and he was able to get it to drift some, but it was like 0.6 out for the drifting. But she had only been, because it's summertime and everything else, like she had only been awake for about 2 hours, so her eyes weren't. It's more likely to happen whenever she's tired, or like she's had to read for a long time, any sort of time that like the eyes are fatigued or things like that. So like during like school, because she's paying attention so much and things like that, obviously it's going to show up more there. So we had to make another appointment to have her go back down. during the school year, and when she's had essentially a full day of school, and oh gosh, I lost my train of thought. So when she's had excuse me, a full day of school, and her eyes have been essentially fatigued all day long, because he said that 0.6 of a drift isn't noticeable by the human eye. So he's like, that can't be what people are noticing. So he wants to get as close to an accurate reading as he can to make sure that it's not real significant, because before, her drift was at a 25% drift before she had the surgery. So they just want to make sure that they get an accurate reading, so that way, because if it needs fixed now, it's easier to fix it whenever it's at a smaller drift than it was when, like I said, she had the large 25% drift. So they're just gonna, for right now, essentially monitor it, and hopefully when we go back, if she does have a significant drift or anything like that, then it's easily seen. I need 5 of these. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I guess we will see pretty soon how that's gonna go, and which stinks, because for some people this surgery can be a permanent fix and they never have to have it done again. And now, because this will be, she essentially got 4 years, not even quite a full 4 years of a fix after that surgery. And that surgery is not comfortable, because they go in, they remove the muscles from the outer part of the eye, and then move the muscles one way or the other. I don't remember which direction it is now. And then reattach those 2 muscles back onto the eye with super tiny stitches. And then for the first week, she pretty much has to be in a completely sterile environment, which she's allowed to come home. They let her come home last time. You just have to make sure that the room is completely dust free, and everything's nice and washed and cleaned in there, and all that good stuff. And but she wasn't allowed going anywhere, doing anything, or swimming for part of the summer because of it, and wasn't allowed to leave in her room. I think it was about a week that she couldn't leave her room, and then after that, like, she could walk around in the house, but it was important not to have a bunch of people over, because you didn't want, it's the eye, it's not like you can really bandage that, and because it's done to both eyes, if he bandages it, then, she can't see it all, so, you just have to do extra stuff so that way she can still see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we have 3 here so far. But, and then she swim for a while, and then not even that, like you wake up and there's like blood stuck all around the eye and everything else, and you have, you know, the whites of your eye are bright red and it's kind of scary looking and stuff. And I just hate any of my kids getting any kind of surgeries or anything like that. I'm 2 out of 4. 2 have had surgery and 2 have not. But just 6, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 7. And then how many half crosses do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, excuse me. That is not where that goes. So, it's looking like, unfortunately, she's going to have another surgery in her future. And maybe we can get lucky and she'll never have to have another surgery like that again. And they'll just stay the way that they're stinking supposed to and quit, muscles quit getting essentially stretched out and weakened and all that other happy crap. It'd be nice if that's what would be happening, but it's not going to go that way. I'm not that lucky. Things like that always happen. Okay, what do we need here? We need 2. 1, 2. And then we need 2 full crosses. 1, 2. Sorry guys, we're getting into the tricky part of the pattern where I really got to pay attention here, because we got full crosses and half stitches, and then we got a half stitch and then a full stitch. And the rest of these are half crosses, but we're 2 in. So we will see about Miss Abigail. Hopefully it's not going to be, I don't know, too bad. And I really don't want, I wish she didn't have to have it, but you know, when kids are cruel, when thankfully her friends don't, you know, pick on her for it, they just think it's crazy that her one eye does that. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And we're just in one. These are all full cross or half cross. It's 1 in. Oh man. That's it for the background on that side. We completed it. Let's see if I can find any easy spot. No, there's not really anywhere easy that I can work off of. It's gonna take me a minute to count and figure out where the other side goes. But yep, that's Raven Queen. All this up here is, let me see if I can pull you guys out some here. Wrong way, Brittany, that way. Yep. This is Raven Queen. All this up here is finished as well. She's just tucked under in and behind here. I gotta do the border yet that goes up and around this side. But like I said, all of this is finished. The full crosses. I gotta do all of the background on this side. Turn it so that way it's not crooked. Yep, gotta do all of this background over here. And then that'll be complete. But I hear a child moving upstairs, which means I've got to end this now because they're not quiet. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.